Channel 2 News continues with Chief Meteorologist Mike Alger's Pinpoint 2 forecast, broadcast certified by the American Meteorological Society.
Again today, and really for the next day and a half or so, we're going to have fairly unremarkable weather coming our direction. We will have some cloud cover across the region. May have some showers way up to our north like we're seeing right now north of Susanville. But for the most part, the first half of this week is going to be worlds apart from the second half, where we're looking at probably the strongest storm we have seen so far this season coming in. Today, like I say, we had very little wind down here. It did affect our air quality. You can see it a little hazy down here because we haven't had much wind, and we do have a yellow light for the burn code, but it made for a nice sunset with a few clouds out there. 45 degrees as we speak right now at the top of the hour at the airport. 65% humidity. Dew points are up in the mid-30s. Barometer isn't doing much. And again, dead calm winds down here. It's going to be a couple of days before we see these winds pick up and maybe help clear out some of the haze. High today of 48, a low of 31 degrees. Relatively mild conditions all in all. That high is actually fairly close to average here. We were a little bit on the warm side for a low. Haven't had any precipitation so far. I do expect to get some on Thursday and probably Friday. The air quality has deteriorated somewhat and the burn code is yellow, so they are asking you to please cut back on your wood burning. It's voluntary, but they strongly urge that. All right, now these are watches and warnings that kick in up in the mountains here under the blue. A winter storm watch kicks in late on Wednesday night and it goes all the way until Friday. So a winter storm watch is in effect there. Also, can't really see it under it, an aerial flood watch for the Lake Tahoe area, and that's down at lake level itself because this is going to start off to be a very wet and relatively warm storm. So keep that in mind. Everything under the brown here, we're under a high wind watch, and that starts again very late Wednesday night and goes pretty much through Thursday. We could be looking at 50 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts here, the strongest wind event we're probably going to see in a while. All right, this is the atmospheric river. You can see it setting up. You got this long straight stretch coming right toward us. It's going to take a couple of days before it gets to us, but a very strong jet stream support with it, and that will also create an awful lot of wind as it gets close. Now, it's not going to happen in the next 24 hours. Like I say, a few light showers north of Susanville right now. Those are disappearing. I don't expect any precipitation really over the next little bit of time here, and this low is very, very slow to move, so that jet stream and that atmospheric river is going to stay offshore until it starts to come on here Wednesday. It'll start off a little to the north of us and sag down to the south. Temperature-wise tomorrow, we'll look at 50s across much of the southern half of the state. Again, a fairly warm day tomorrow, same here in the north. Everybody somewhere up in the 50s, running a good 10 degrees or so above average. Reno, tonight, 35 for a low, not that cold, 57 for a high. That's fairly warm, 56 in Carson City with low 50s at Lake Tahoe. Now, for Lake Tahoe tomorrow, mostly cloudy. It'll be mild tonight, I should say, 31 for your low. A little bit of breeze, but not a lot. Then tomorrow, mostly cloudy and mild with a high of 53 degrees. Winds will be light. They'll be that way again early on Wednesday, but then really get going Wednesday afternoon and evening. Cloudy and mild tonight in Reno with a low of 35 degrees. Our winds will be light tonight. They'll be light tomorrow. And again, with that yellow flag, yellow light for the burn code, we'll look for mostly cloudy skies. Now on Wednesday, the winds starting to pick up late. The highest winds for us probably on Thursday, 60% chance of rain here. Rain maybe mixed with a little snow as we cool it down on Friday, and then maybe a few showers left over on Saturday with cooled conditions. But it's going to be wild and woolly, especially in the mountains. The winds are going to be a big issue for us initially, and we could see a lot of rain down here as well. Depends on how much we get shadowed out.
So waterproof mascara during Show Your Christmas?
Yeah, definitely.
No
mascara isn't going to last very long on Share Your Christmas.
That's my excuse Friday.
There you
Don't
go.
judge.
Right?
Don't
No
judge.
judging. All right, Mike, thank you.
You bet.
Still to come.